Hello everybody and welcome to my channel Soko. I'm hoping that I will be joined by many other people as I walk you through my journey to building a homestead in the Eastern Highlands of Zimbabwe. Now, there's quite a lot of background with how I actually came about to get this homestead, land for this homestead, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to explain that in this very quick summary. So this is quite a new channel. I've just started this a week or so ago, so it's in the sort of baby step stages. I've got some footage and stuff that I've put together that I can share with you, but I'm hoping that for the long haul you will subscribe and to my channel so you can see how I'm progressing on. A lot of you out there that I've watched various numbers of videos are doing quite well in your progression, and you've been really motivational in homesteading. However, my journey did not start with just going out to acquire land. It started actually quite differently. So I'm just hoping that I can quickly tell you how that came about. So I was involved with a charity, and I'm still involved with a charity in the Eastern Highlands, in the district of Mutasa. And I live in the UK, so I've always been really interested in setting up a project or supporting a project for the girl child. And I think I have a bit of a philanthropist bloodline in me. So it's something that I genuinely enjoy doing and working with communities. So I just stumbled across this lady, and I now call her Auntie Gladys quite affectionately. And she runs this project in Bonda in Mutasa in the Eastern Highlands. And she makes these reusable sanitary pads for girls and women. And after sort of researching a little bit more about her trust, it's called Chiedza Community Trust Foundation. And I got to reading about what she does, and I was really motivated. So I started to make contact with her, and then we were conversing and talking, and I got to meet her, etc. Over the years, actually. And I thought, what can I do to assist? The little bit I can do to assist with this, because it was really a project that I too held quite closely to my heart, supporting the girl child to stay in school and that sort of thing. And the reusable sanitary pad initiative was ideal, and I thought it was really worth supporting. So I got on board with her in a little way. I'm not saying I got on board with her in a massive, massive way, but I did start working with her. And one of the first things I did was to donate some sanitary pads. So you'll see in the videos, in this video to come, the clip after I've stopped rattling on like this, there is some footage that I captured when I went home earlier this year. So I can share that with you. And I'm showing you in that footage the actual factory where the reusable sanitary pads are manufactured. And she uses a lot of local talent. So local people are, encouraged to take part in this initiative, which is good because it helps with employment in the local authority, in the local community. Not authority, sorry, in the local community. So I've captured various videos that I put together in this particular video for you to watch after this. So I then started working quite closely with Auntie Gladys, as I call her, and her team. And over time, I thought, it'd be quite nice to sponsor a girl with school. So I said to Auntie Gladys, do you know of any sort of girls that are having problems, or the family is struggling to see them into school, and so on. So I didn't want to bite more than I can chew. I'd rather give the little that I can that can make a difference than to promise people things that I know I can't deliver. So I said, can I start with one girl? Can you sort of source who I could help? And of course, she came back with someone, a young lady called Sheila, and she's now, I've paid for her school fees right through until she's finished her A levels actually this year, and she wants to go to university to become a solicitor. And I think that's amazing. That's great. So during that time, I've also accumulated this project that I've personally decided to take on, of helping some children through school. So at the moment, I've got my eight girls. I call them my eight lovelies. My eight girls that I'm putting through school. They're at different forms in school. Some in Form 2, some in Form 3. Got one in Form 4. In fact, a few in Form 4. And then the Sheila is the first one, and she's just finished her A level. So I'm really rooting for her to realize her dream and become a solicitor. So that's a bit of the history that I wanted to tell you about the charity that I'm working with. And this is how I got to know the community. And as a child, I always used to travel a lot with my parents. And one of our favorite places that we used to visit was the Eastern Highlands. And I just loved how mountainous it was and how peaceful it was, especially around Vumba and the valleys and everything. We always used to love going to Inyanga and etc., etc. So I've always had a love for Eastern Highlands, unbeknown to me that one day, quite by accident, I'd be working with a really good charity that is doing a lot of good work in that community. I'd also like to say that Auntie Gladys's charity, that's Chiedza Community Trust Foundation, doesn't only support women and the girl child. They also do other projects that involve everyone in the community, as you will get to know with the videos that I will post. So that's a bit of a summary to how I started working with the charity. And then you ask, so how did you then get the land? Well, after, talking to Auntie Gladys, I said, you know what, one day when I retire, because we're all going to get old, and I'm certainly on my way there. So I said to her, you know what, I'm toying with the idea, if I could get even a little piece of land here in the Eastern Highlands of the mountains, I'll build myself a little ranch style house, because that's what I really want to do, and just live here with the community and maybe have a few chickens and a few goats and things like that. And she said, leave it with me, I'll see what I can do. So anyway, rolling forward, she managed to source me a piece of land. And this is something that I will discuss in another video, because I have some other land elsewhere in a smaller town in Zimbabwe. So I will discuss about land acquisition and how you can buy land in the urban areas and in the communal, because there is a difference with how all that works. And it's very important that you do it correctly, so you don't end up in a lot of problems with the legislation around land ownership. So I will be talking about those legalities in another video. But with this one, I went through, yes, wait for it, I went through the headman, but I made sure that I dotted the I's and crossed the T's, because I had heard so many horrific stories about people that have these shady deals with land barons and whatever else, and then they end up in so much problems later on when they've built up a structure, etc. So I followed the right channels, and because the headman knew about my contributions and work with the local community over some time, he was quite familiar with me. I hadn't really actually met him. It's Auntie Gladys I'd met, but he heard about what I do. And I'm not saying I do massive, massive things. Please don't get me wrong. I'm an ordinary person, and I just do the little that I can to make that little difference. But he was aware of the support that I was giving to the Chiedza Trust. So somebody had a piece of land that they were not using anymore and didn't need, and so I went through the books of the headman, etc., etc. And long story short, I was given I acquired, or was given, gifted, I like to call it that, 2 hectares of land, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm on the hill, and when I eventually build the long rank style house that I really want, nothing fabulously fantastic, but just something nice that I can just be comfortable in. It's right on the mountaintop, and I look down into the valley. It's really lovely, and I'm so appreciative and grateful for that. But like I said, I did go through the correct processes, etc. And with this particular area in Mutasa, it's actually, they're working with the Rural District Council. So I was really happy to hear that. So the Rural District Council is now giving out permits, land permits for all the local people on those communal pieces of land, which is, for me, that is good, because I like legitimate things. I like to see things on paper. I'm big on legal stuff, and I don't want to, trample on anyone's toes. So a few weeks ago, I got notification that I've got the land permit. So that's great. They're distributing these land permits ward by ward by ward. So my ward was actually Ward 12. So it did take a while to that. But before that, the headman had assured me that I am the legitimate person in his books. They call it books of the area. And it's just a matter of time before the Rural District Council gets to my ward, and then I can be officially put on the council record that I'm occupying that particular area of land, which is the 2 acres in Bonda. So basically, that's my story. This is how it started. And now I'm just so excited because, you guys There's so many of you guys out there, and I'm binge watching all of your videos and getting so much inspiration of how I can, build this homestead, etc. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get a fence. I've had it all measured up and everything. So in the next few videos, when I've done that, probably in the new year in 2025, I've got a project manager who helps me, who's on the ground over there. He's part of the charity as well. I've got him to look at the logistics of everything. So he's measured out the perimeter where the fence is going to go. So that's going to go up in 2025. And then the next thing I'll do is to drill a borehole. I'll also tell you of the contractors that I'm going to be using on this journey. There are some contractors I've used in my other property that I'm building in Kaloma, but it's a bit too far to use the same contractors. And ideally, I really want to use local talent, like local builders and local borehole drillers and local, farming people and things like that. I've already got a couple and a team with them that have had to clear the land. They cleared the bit of land that I was given, and it's so phenomenal to see what they've done with their bare hands. It's incredible. And every time I want to have something done, I ask Auntie Gladys and my project manager who in the community would be able to do this, and then I can pay them, and then at least I'm trying to support the local community that I'm going to be living in eventually, and to keep that going. So without further ado, if you've got any questions, of course, just drop them in the comment section below. I will try my best to answer as much as I know. But like I said, it's a very young channel. I've just started this, but this journey has been going for some time. It's just that I haven't really got down to the nitty gritty of getting everything starting to run up and run. So that's going to be a major project for me in 2025 moving forward after that. So if you have any questions, do ask me. I'm very open. I'll answer whatever it is within reason of what you ask me about the Soko Ranch and how I'm progressing. Lastly, Soko Ranch was called Soko Ranch by me because my totem is Soko. I am a monkey. So those Sokos out there, let me know in the comments below who's a Soko. But my Soko Ranch is going to be open and welcome to everybody. So please enjoy the rest of this video and the clips that are going to follow now. Thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video.